Hello friends, welcome again on our AIS platform. And this is just in continuation to what I shared yesterday. I got two emails and two phone calls of asking that can you explain what exactly you're talking about and how that works. So I will try my best to give you a bit more insight into this main cause of our ailment, which can impact any one of us. So when we talk about these vikaras, means, say for example, we take about lies. Now this lies can be someone's having thoughts in the mind to speak some lies. You can be a professional, you might be a lawyer, you might be an accountant, and you're trying to speak lies to your client, and then that thought, if it becomes action, it will then start impacting. How it impact? Because each of these vikaras have different qualities, and those qualities will impact on our cellular level. And then another factor is it will also impact on your majadhatu level, where all the nerves fibers get affected, as I shared yesterday about the impact on the vagus nerve and how that relate with our different organs and system. So that is the way it start. This is just the one emotion vikara I'm talking about. First will be the thought, and then will be the action. It can be just in your family. You are speaking lies to your wife or husband. You are speaking lies to your mom and dad. If you are a yoga practitioner, you might be speaking lies about some aspect of yoga learnings which you are not competent, you are not capable. Same way, if you are a practitioner of any modality and trying to speak lies to your client, because the moment we have done something, it impacts your inner part. This is what we call as non-physical aspect. And other aspect in our those ancient text has been described by our sages, that every one of us is born with what we call as para ojas. Para ojas is described in our text as 8 drops. In general, we are talking about. Someone can have a bit depleted, but in normal, 8 drops are there. And that 8 drops of our ojas is the real foundation, real base of our, in general we can call it immune system, but it's not just the immune system, it is more than that. So when that para ojas will start getting affected by all these various vikaras when they become a part and parcel of someone's life. In the same way, the lust having a different kind of qualities impacting on our different tissues, different cellular level in a different way based on the quality. Jealous and hatred has different kind of component. They also burn your prana, tejas, ojas. Then they impact on your all the 7 chakras, as I mentioned yesterday also. So all these components, what they do is they ultimately keep burning your para ojas. And when the para ojas come to the stage of 4 drops, that's what it has been mentioned in our those texts, that when it left 4 drops, that's where the real problem comes up. And then they have given the correlation of 4 drops, that general principle they have given, that at the age of 42 it will start happening to that level, and real manifestation can happen at 49. So what they have advised that every one of us should get this checked up all the time. It's like your warrant of fitness situation, you look at all the time, you go to your medical doctors and get your blood test done, and when you are in the age of 50, you start becoming a bit more careful about those things. The same is what this part has been mentioned. It is nothing to do with your blood test or other, but that's where the key part comes up, that how you can prevent these main core issues of what I shared yesterday about your memory loss, your speech loss, and then your ability to walk. And you will see many will get into a stage that they might be on the wheelchair, they might not be able to have good strength in the hand. Memory is another big issue, and then the speech part. So all those components might not, you got in a very serious ailment, but that's very rare. You're always going to have some major serious ailment along on those lines anyway, once you have these kind of issues. But these three they have mentioned more precisely, because normally when people have these imbalances start happening, they go and get checked, MRI done and different kind of things and various treatments, nothing happen, and that's where they feel that we have to live with that. That's not the way. It can be reversed, but there is a very specific process, and the more you live longer, more serious interventions are required. So that the way, I hope it gives you an idea that every vikara has different qualities, and how frequently someone have this habit, because many people, they don't even think, and they are indulging into these vikaras all the time, and that's how it impacts. And once this becomes a part, whether it is through your profession, whether it is your jobs, or whether it is your personal life, family life, it can impact you, and then you start making wrong choices. So that is the process. I hope that gives you a little bit more sort of understanding. And then, as I shared yesterday, that its impact also has been mentioned, that how you can start getting analyzed is, the first part is Ayurvedic iridology, in which there is a very specific area where the impact of those scars start happening. Scars can be described in a different way by the practitioners who have this understanding, that what level these problem has come up. And yes, it can be clearly assessed that there are some vikaras impacting that aspect of the maja dhatu or the tissues, and they need to be assessed, and then there is a treatment program. Same is with the pulse examination, nadi pariksha, that can be done. So I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into that. Purpose is not to freak anyone, but the purpose is to start facing the reality. As I yesterday mentioned, but initially our level of awareness or general awareness was on different level, but now time is coming that we should be able to see that in spite of all those efforts, why still the ailments are there. And that's where the now core cause, because there was no point of, even though these being talked about in various yoga classes or other, but then when you don't have the knowledge for that audience or your student to whom you are teaching or trying to talk about, or you yourself does not have the understanding, and you read that just a bit in your Patanjali Sutras or somewhere where a brief mention of these are, but when you go to those deeper Purans, that's where they have given it much more. So now if someone is able to and understand, that's where these things can be shared. So that's all from my side today. Thanks everyone.